that's turned up this morning. We've got a very exciting topic to talk about. And before we get stuck into today's topic, I would just like to introduce the fantastic panel that we've got with us before I introduce myself. So if we can start right to left, why don't you give yourself a little brief introduction, who you are, where you're from, and actually why you're here at the Dubai Crypto Expo.
Yeah, so my name is Vicente. I'm actually working as an institutional sales manager for Huobi. I'm originally from the Philippines and I'm here in Crypto Expo basically to connect with builders. Even though it's a bear market, it's great to learn more about use cases that I haven't heard before. And it's great to connect them with possible investors.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Micah, Theard, founder of Cash&More and CashFlowNFT. Came to the Dubai Expo to get our brand out in front of all these amazing crypto enthusiasts and also to promote our profit share NFT tied to our exchange.
That's awesome, thank you very much.
Hi guys, this is Aniket, Patil. I'm Chief Marketing Officer for VIPS Finstock, exchange, startup exchange based out of India by the young entrepreneurs from colleges of around almost 1,000 colleges we have targeted, and we have another platform which is Finlearn. We are providing free education in blockchain, Web3 and everything related to fintech in India. That's it.
Hello everybody, thank you for having me here today. The name is Majestic. I am a platinum selling music producer and a gold selling music producer, and I'm here representing Decentral BNB and ADX. So I've been in the music industry for quite some time. In terms of marketing, it's a lot of learning experience. When you take it into the crypto world, we can make the world a better place. Thank you.
Hello everybody, it's great to be here today. My name is Anna Tutova, I'm CEO of Coins Telegram. We have a group of companies, we have a news website, a YouTube channel and we are a marketing agency. So with the topic of marketing and promotion of projects is quite important, and we help with the companies in the space with publications in media like Forbes, Entrepreneur, Finance, Coins Telegraph and so on. Regional media all over the world, we as well help companies with the promotion of influencers and do social media campaigns. And as well, I partner at fintech company called KYC Pay. We have a marketplace of fintech solutions, and we help high-risk crypto projects with opening of bank accounts, setting up crypto fiat on-ramps, off-ramps, and licensing. And hope to have a great discussion here. Thank you.
Thank you everybody on the panel for introducing yourself. Just to quickly introduce myself, my name's Jamie, going the online name as Crypto Jamie. Started my journey over on TikTok and now it's going into live streaming. I'm very blessed to average over 500,000 views on our live streams, which is all around free crypto education, removing all barriers of entry for people from any walk of life, any background, anywhere to come and get involved in crypto. Today's topic is all about why is good marketing needed. First question. I think we broke up there. The very first question is about the connection between Web 2 and Web 3. Now, I want to put this to the panel. We are seeing more and more Web 2 giants entering the Web 3 space. More and more every single day. Some of the world's biggest organizations, corporations are entering the space. But what can we learn from how they've operated in Web 2 in a Web 3 set? Because that is very much forgotten. We are very, sometimes often in the Web 3 mindset of, we are the best, we know everything. But we can actually learn something from Web 2. What can we learn?
Yeah, but basically what's crazy with Web3 is that everyone says that I'm the next big thing. I'll be 100x in X months or X years. But we have to stay true to our core, like how we're seeing it in Web2 as well. Like past all the volatility, past the liquidity, and past all the hype, what's really the use case of the project? And you have to stay true to that. And what's actually different with Web3 is that we have to leverage in our community and make sure that we are actually inclusive of our community, and I think that's how we can move forward.
Thank you very much for that answer. So,
Well, I think we are in a space where we have a tremendous amount of creativity happening. I think that as we grow as an industry, we'll see the strong ideas survive, and we'll see the not so strong ideas go away. So I think, everyone who has a great idea, they have some funding, of course they're going to go out and promote themselves as hard as they can. I think on the consumer side, we have to be able to differentiate what's a good idea and what's not a good idea. Because if you get involved in something that's not a good idea, it could be a financial situation. So marketing just comes with it, and yeah, you have to kind of hold back a little bit on the hype and on the, we're the best in the world.
I mean, we're going to come on to the hype in the next question. Thank you for that answer. Really appreciate that. But what about yourself? What's your opinion on that? And Web 2 connection to Web 3?
I would give this answer as an experience. Last year, we saw around 1,000 plus developers in India from different colleges who were developing like different kinds of applications. That brings me to the point like people are more interested in developing things. That is the real place where we can find the talents, and the companies will be growing from that place. So developers are more important, and if the talent is shifting to Web3, that solves every question. Like people have now started shifting, migrating from Web 2 to Web 3. Let us focus on the best products and get them at the best place where we can. I think for me, it's all about what I have seen is about the talent itself, and I focus only on that.
So much. Like Majestic, I'm really excited to hear your answer on this because I know you've got a lot of experience on this matter.
Hello guys, Majestic's back. We are in 2023. Today's world is different from yesterday's world. So we're seeing giants from the Web 2 world moving into the Web 3. And what these companies do, they create a product that solves a problem. Whether the problem is local or global, it still solves the problem. Now, what they focus on is a target group. Whether it's women, men, or kids, all together. And another thing that they focus on is environmental reasons and also location, whether it's for North America, South America, or the whole world. Now, the Web 3 giants can learn from the Web 2 giants, being that building a project with utility can solve many of the world's problems. And I work with Decentral BNB and ABX, and we work to solve the world's problems. We have an application for Decentral BNB that allows people to rent properties around the world using crypto. For the Web 2 giants to understand what Web 3 is about, they need to understand what crypto is about. And in my humble opinion, crypto is about privacy, security, and anonymity, and decentralization. So we can use crypto to enhance reality itself. So when you put those two worlds together, we can make the world a better place.
Nowadays, we see bigger and bigger intersection between Web 2 and Web 3 marketing. And for example, just a few years ago, like 5-10 years ago, traditional media, business media even didn't write anything about cryptocurrency, or they wrote that Bitcoin cryptocurrency is a scam, it's too volatile, etc. That there are no real use cases. Nowadays, we see big corporations, big banks, businesses embracing BlockChain, Web3, and getting into this industry, like BlackRock, the biggest asset management company in the world, launched Bitcoin Trust last year, as well as a lot of other banks, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, they all invest nowadays as well into crypto startups. So all traditional media as well cover that, and as well we see that crypto market is now over $1 trillion market. So it's now it's too big to be missed, and the risk as well developed much bigger trust in this industry, and especially there was driving even a bigger adoption with the launch of NFTs. And now we see as well the cross-marketing by different Web 2 brands start launching their NFTs to start to engage with their community and to use it as an additional marketing tool. Like for example, even Amazon revealed their plans to launch their own NFT platform, and they as well plan to launch an NFT game to engage their consumers. And of course, there are different channels for Web 2 and Web 3 marketing. Like for Web 2, everybody considers like traditional media resources, business, tech, financial, as well as different traditional influencers, and of course social media for the promotion are the same, like LinkedIn, Telegram, Facebook, and etc. In crypto industry, probably there are some key social media where we have the most number of the crypto audience, like Twitter and Theard, has become extremely popular, especially for different gaming and NFT projects. So crypto companies should target more, make a bigger focus on those social media, and as well when it comes to the promotion in media and different publications, it should come out from the purpose of your company, of your project. Either it's whether it's understandable for the wider audience, or whether it's too narrow or it has very small market niche and very technical. For example, if you explain very technical things to the wide audience in some business media, people won't get it. So in that case, you need to select some more crypto-oriented media or IT media, etc.
Thank you very much to everybody on the panel for your answers there. I mean, my opinion on this, just to summarise everything, is that with great power comes great responsibility. And with that responsibility, I think as an organisation, as an individual, you've almost got to put, where do you want the end goal to be? Of course, money is the key factor. If anybody in this room thinks that it's not, I suggest that you're probably in the wrong space, to be totally honest. We're all here for money, we are, and the sooner you realise that, the better. But what comes more important to money in many aspects is a sense of community and value to the people actually using your product. And if we can learn from the very best of Web 2 and implement that into Web 3, some of the biggest brands internationally, then this space will do great things. But let's touch on responsibility. As creators within the space, and we are all creators, we have a responsibility for the content that we put out there, whether that be a content creator or a project making wishes. Now, one of the reasons I started content creation was I was sick of the following. This project's going to 100x. That was the biggest bugbear of mine. Now, maybe you could give us some examples of the way you're creating content, you're putting your product out there in a really responsible way, and maybe some of the things that you've learned within that process.
Basically, with Huobi, I think I want to touch more on this centralized exchange point of view. It's a shame that a lot of influencers actually ride off our piggyback FUDs, even though it affects us greatly. Like even though there's no backing to the FUD or to the false claims that they're actually doing, but because hate and anger actually is a good clickbait, that they do it anyway. So I just want to say that you have to make sure that everything you post, great power comes great responsibility, and you have to do your own research. And with that, I think we have, because at the end of the day, we're all community. So we have to make sure that, hey, if I post this, for example, this FUD against Binance or against Huobi, in exchange of the clout that I'm getting out from it, there are actually real people and real businesses that gets liquidated. Like their real money was getting impacted by it. So we need to double think, and we need to think twice when there are these false claims that we just piggyback from. And it's good that we are in this community, and we are in Crypto Expo right now, spreading the correct mindset when it comes to marketing and when it comes to content creation.
It's a great answer. Thank you so much for that. How about yourself, Micah?
Good question. I think we've been through a couple of cycles. We've gotten pulled into the embellishment of the numbers, and we've learned our lesson from being part of it. And so I think if you're new to the space, maybe you haven't been through the cycle, maybe you believe it, and so you further that. But if you've been here for a while, and you've seen the pain that it causes, teaches you to hold back, and teaches you to market responsibly, and also to put out maybe the warning signs to say, hey, be responsible with this because it can go the other way.
I think the thing that I respect the most about what you just said is the ability to put your hands up and say, do you know what, in the past, we've made mistakes, but the best way to develop in a space, by the way, that's very young, is to learn by some of your mistakes that you made, and I think that's credit to yourself, the things that you're working on, and it's just fantastic to hear. I mean, what's your opinion on the matter?
I would rather say like awareness. I would like to talk about awareness right now because if the people are not aware about the right product in the right way and in the right direction, that matters the most with the influencers. Let's say if an influencer right now is promoting any kind of an information or fintech company or whatever, he or she may not put his account on stake, because promoting anything which is not, like I usually tell my people, if you're 99% sure and 1% in doubt, don't do it. Just don't do it. Get that 1% sorted and then do whatever kind of marketing you would like to do. Considering the same, because when I say I come from the most populated sector, from most populated country, we have lack of awareness. We have lot of marketing and lack of awareness. That's where we found out the major problem was awareness, and we started FinLearn. FinLearn is nothing but an education system, or free of cost education. If you guys want to write blogs, you can come and write blogs, it will be verified with AI. Let the AI verify it, let the tech verify it. And those blogs are now published all over India, and everybody, believe me guys, from students to college students, from school students to college students to even age, without, like there's no age limitation. Everybody is using those blogs, everybody is using those courses just to get educated and in the right way. So like being honest is more important, having good clarity is more important, and that's how marketing should be done. Because today or tomorrow it is going, it will represent you anyhow. That's all from my side.
Hello guys, Majestic's back again. I would like to share with you guys one of my favorite quotes, and it's from Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. So this conversation is a conversation of ethics and responsibility. So we have a duty to look out for our audience and people that follow us by sharing the right information to fully equip them on their crypto journey. Crypto, in my opinion, is all about community. We need to look out for each other. So we need to share all the relevant information necessary to protect our community. And we have to be careful with the language that we use when communicating to the masses. Thank you.
So from the side of PR marketing agency, of course we should evaluate the projects and make due diligence, and when we say to fixers and projects whether we are ready to promote them or not. But from the side of some phrases like that token will be 100x or something like that, I would say the responsibility is on the consumer, is on the end user to make as well their own due diligence too. So not to be cashed by some like good titles, etc. Because crypto is highly risk product for investing, and as well, of course, you should evaluate yourself the risks in investing in this or that token, especially when a lot of all these tokens are not really regulated. Another case with the regulated companies, so companies which are already at a certain level and became big, of course, they are much more careful in their expressions, what they post in the media or in the social media, what others post about them, and etc. But in the case when it's small cap project and somebody, some influencers write, or there is some shilling campaign when they write, oh, this token will go up like 3, 5, 100x, etc. Of course, there is a big chance of small cap token going that much higher, but still you should understand just yourself and judge by the product, by the team, but the token has potential. On the other hand, if you don't write something like that about the project, nobody will be interested in it and nobody will even take a look at it. But of course, it's always possible as well to use some disclaimers that it's not a financial advice, so people can understand that they should judge themselves to take that risk or not.
I mean, thank you, Tim. Thanks to everybody for your answers there. Now, I am going to jump a few questions ahead and jump onto the education point of view. And I almost do want to defend influencers in a slight sense of, unfortunately, the world that we live in, these people that create the 100, 200x videos get more views than educational videos. Education is not sexy, and that is a fact. How can we educate people within the space better about our products, where the space is going, and why we actually love it? I mean, we've got a sense of responsibility. I'm going to use Majestic's quote there from the Spider-Man. You know, it's a nice quote, I liked it a lot. But what can we learn? We actually educating people.
Yeah, since Majestic actually gave some quote, I'm gonna give another quote as well. It's from Derek Thompson. For you to sell something familiar, it has to be surprising, and for you to sell something surprising, it has to be familiar. Now, I think what's lacking when it comes to blockchain, or for example in Web3, is that sometimes we use these words that, you know, it's not actually in layman's terms. For example, NFT, for example, blockchain. Like if you ask your friend, do they really know what these words really mean? I think at the end of the day, we should stay true to our use case. For example, if you're a blockchain technology, just make sure, just think through that actually we're democratizing finance. So that it sounds a little bit familiar. Like when 5 years ago, when you tell me about blockchain, like I would just scratch my head and, you know, not really listen to whatever word that you'd be saying moving forward. And I think that's what we need to do moving forward, and that's what most of the big giants actually are doing. We have scratched upon why Web 2 actually is going into Web 3. Like we have Nike, we have Amazon, and we have Starbucks, because they're already familiar and they're putting something surprising, because they see that there's actually value in Web 3. And, you know, it's a no-brainer not for them to dip their toes in the market. And I think from an influencer, from a content creator, or for a normal, you know, adopter of cryptocurrency, we have to make sure that we use those words. We make it easier for people to understand, and we have to make sure that the people around us actually have some sort of idea, not to be salesy, but have some sort of idea of what we're actually talking about.
Thanks for that answer. I think something that really stands out there is when you mention about your friends, and I think people very often underplay that kind of person-to-person kind of conversation that goes, hey guys, do you know what? Everyone's talking about crypto, Bitcoin, this thing that you can go out and buy, but how do you actually do it? And sitting down with your friends, your family, and showing them, because knowledge then passes person to person in a really nice way, and I think you can't undervalue that play. I mean, Micah, what do you think about this?
Well, I think that an experience that I had is that after being involved in the industry for 8 years, you lose touch with what it was like when you first started. So we've had a call every Saturday just contributing to a community with no commitments, no fees, just talking, sharing things that we know, but discovering that again and again what it's like to be the first day in crypto and how intimidating it is. And so, you know, why are they coming to the industry? What education do they need? Well, you know, a big event is just getting a wallet set up. That's a big event for someone. So teaching the simple things. Our company, you know, we're face-to-face. We're building stores and centers across the world, knowing that a lot of people, they need that human interaction to actually learn. So in our stores, we'll have the educational aspect to it, the simple ABC, this is what you do, KYC, this is how you get your wallet. So I think to simplify and make it as simple as possible is key to education. You know, why are they here? What are they looking for? What is their need that this industry can give them? And a lot of times it's just a few simple things to start off with.
I mean, it's really interesting that you touched several times on the removal of barriers. Last week I was at the London Blockchain Economy, I think it was called, and it was £200 per day for a ticket to people for attending. And we're talking about removing barriers. It's just ludicrous. If I want to go and learn about something, the last thing I want to be doing is paying $400 to sit at a stage of things I could have got on YouTube anyway. So it's just a little bit crazy to me. I mean, what's your take to it? Over in India, 100% the market is getting bigger, bigger and bigger. I mean, what are some of the barriers there and how are you educating people?
It's about educating. I'll give my own experience. The day I got to know about Bitcoin, it was $50. And I gave half of my salary. And I just got 3 of them and tried to turn it over 50, 100 and whatever. It went on going. But I was not aware about what is Bitcoin. What was Bitcoin? What was behind it? Until I knew about blockchain, it was too late. Now, until I'm aware about Web3, again it's too late. And it's with everyone. Everybody is talking about Web3, but nobody is actually understanding it. Nobody is trying to get into it. That's where I found out, like, why not let people teach people, and let us make people aware how and what is necessary to be, what is necessary to be understood to themselves. So I'll give you an example. I have a student who is in class 10, he's like 12, 13 years old, and his dad came up to me and he said, I love cryptos. And his son said, you should love blockchain. And his son said, because he was following some of our blogs, and he is a writer too. A school student is a writer, because I think schools all over the world, apart from India, are already into teaching into, into coding and everything. Everything related to it, and they are up to market. Schools are up to market, like up to date, not up to market, up to date, and that's what makes me realize, like Sir said, like it's all about making, like, whom did I ask? My friend. Where did my friend ask? Somebody else. I would rather say ask him. I would rather say ask someone who is actually in the market and giving the right information. And everybody should follow the right people, because right people will lead you to the right ways. And that's how I'm trying to create. I'm trying everybody to get into the right direction, and sooner or later we'll try to create a good environment, good ecosystem out of this. That's it.
I wish you the very best of luck, because you're doing some great work on that.
Alright, so the question was the barriers we usually face when educating the masses. So one of the barriers we usually face is that not everybody has the same strategy or end goal. Everybody's different. What works for one person might not work for the other person. So it's our duty to push the audience to ask the hard questions. The hard questions being, what are you in crypto for? Are you in crypto for meme projects or projects for utility or for any other reasons? Education is one side of it, but also trial and error is another side of it. You take the theories, you put it into practice, and then you find out what works for you. And again, what works for you might not work for somebody else. So we just need to ask the very hard questions, and that will push for accountability for our actions.
In terms of education, I think we don't really need that much more education. There are already plenty of resources. Everybody writes a lot of explanation about what blockchain is, what cryptocurrency is. A lot of exchanges have their academies, like Finance Academy, Coinbase Academy, etc. So a lot of projects as well educate community on investing, on some technical stuff, etc. So it depends more on the wish of the person, whether he or she wants to explore more and wants to learn about it. In terms of content creators as well, there are completely different content creators. Some content creators just create more educational material. We as well have, for example, a YouTube channel too. We make more educational content. We make a lot of interviews with the leaders of the industry, so community can understand more about and learn more about this as a project, to see their plans, roadmap, etc., to understand more the product or offering. And as well, another things we have been making on the education side is our documentary film about the new era of digital economy and history of Bitcoin and decentralization, which will help broader masses to understand this industry and how cryptocurrency can be really vital and very beneficial, not just in terms of investing opportunities, but for example in developing countries, like for example first episode we made in El Salvador, the first country which adopted Bitcoin as official currency, and where it's a country which is highly dependent on remittances, and where it's really vital for them to save those commissions on sending money back to their families, because in El Salvador, their prices it's quite important, and they have no additional income on saving on those commissions. Another episode we made here in the UAE, and we see that UAE strives to become a crypto capital and tries to attract different companies to set up here. So we have CZ founder Binance, just Hoskins and Cardano, Sandeep Nailal, Polygon, Justin Santron, and other leaders of the industry who shared from the expert point of view how Bitcoin and cryptocurrency can help people. But we see as well 1.7 billion people are still unbanked, and cryptocurrency is just their way to get at least some access to financial services.
I mean, thank you very much to everybody on the panel for your answers there. Now, we've got time for one more question, and the question I'm going to have directly to all is about social media. Now, did you know that over half of the world's population uses social media every single day? Maybe watching cat videos, I don't know, doing whatever they need to do. But how can we get more people into the crypto space? I want to know some good examples, and I also want to know some of your biggest failures so far using social media, because they always make me laugh. And while it's the last opportunity, for people that may have liked what you've said or want to learn more about you, how they can head over to your website or follow you on social media to learn a little bit more about the work that you do. So, yeah.
I think with social media, it's important that we have enough representation. I think we are past time that we actually follow, for example, the Kardashians through what to do next and where to go next. I think we want to make it more authentic right now. Like Instagrammers who have 1,000 followers can be an influencer. So that's actually strong. Because I can identify myself with an Instagrammer which has 1,000 followers over Kim Kardashian who gets paid $1 million per post. So it's easier for me to get adopted into crypto if he speaks or she speaks the same language as I do, and not some out of reach person that's already driving a Maserati. Anyways, and I like to keep it short.
What about yourself?
I mean, we've grown our community actually really organically, grassroots. We haven't really engaged in social media until this point. And our idea is to keep the content fun and exciting. Our NFT, we created the actual real life version of it, so we made go for head. So we have, dancing. We actually made a music video with him as a star, set in style, kind of a John Travolta. So I think social media for us is branding, it's fun. But we already built a community by giving and contributing to the community. So we have a lot of loyal, die-hard followers on our project. And so now that the social media starts up, they'll help us to push our content out there.
I love that. And I think for me, I'm going to jump on this one if you don't mind, because all my stories are just fails. I mean, the first one was, I told my audience, because I started off on TikTok, because I'm a professional dancer. Next minute I was trying to dance on my live streams, and that was a little bit awkward. And then the second biggest fail that I had was, obviously Instagram, we all know that you get fake accounts, you get fake people messaging you, blah, blah, blah. Now, the fake account, which I thought was a fake account, messaged my personal Instagram. So I was like, the good old-fashioned English, go away. You scammer. And it turned out that account was actually my wife on my work account, on the Crypto Jamie account, sending me a photo, and I'd reported and blocked myself. So, how about yourself?
That happens with everyone these days. If it's about being the media man, I believe in micromanagement. I would like to tell, in India, we have a lot of influencers. Everybody knows it's a big, there are thousands of them. And accessing to everyone is very difficult. But I created a sheet. Let's say there are 1,000 influencers. Get their names. Keep an eye on them. Whenever there's an opportunity, hit them with the right things what you have in the market. Let's not make it very specific with one person at a time. Let's bring everybody on the floor. Let everybody be on the stage. Let them present, and the crowd knows whom to follow. And that's the best. I have got the results out of it. And giving opportunity is what I have in my hand, and that's I'm trying to do it with the people out in the market. And that's how it's getting me a huge traction, by the way. And the right content has to be verified. That's it. That's how I believe.
Thank you very much. Over to Majestic.
Be fast, guys. The time is running out. I'm back again, Majestic. So I think, in my opinion, just to take from what Micah said earlier, making the crypto space a little bit more fun is definitely a way of doing it. And for myself, working with Decentral BNB and ABS, we like to do giveaways to our audience. And in my opinion, you don't need 100,000 followers to make the world a better place. All we need to do is to initiate a dialogue with people around us, because we are a community, we're in it together. So once you initiate the dialogue, you exchange information. Even right now, you can talk to a person next to you that you don't know, and you can learn from that very same person, and you can end up becoming friends or even partners. So we need to initiate the dialogue and make the audience aware of what crypto is about, and you can have fun being into the crypto space. Thank you.
Social media is the easiest way to reach your target audience and to generally to make audience aware about your company or about anything you would like to tell to out your world. And of course, because everybody uses it, so everybody goes on Instagram, Twitter, and you get the information much quicker and much more immediate on the social media rather than from some publications or etc. Because not everybody, for example, reads articles, or not everybody watches TV or even watches YouTube, for example. So that certain information can be grasped quite quickly. And another thing, yeah, I agree that you don't really need always to have so many followers, and it's more about your loyal community and loyal followers, and you may as well work with some micro-influencers, but they build trust with their audience, so audience relies on them, on their advices.
I mean, thank you so much to everybody on the panel for taking part in this today. I think to summarise today's discussion, we spoke about the sense of community. We spoke about the sense of responsible marketing, going out there, making sure that we're removing barriers of entry for people to enter the space in a really positive way. And it was great to hear some of the great ways that you are doing such work within the space. I mean, what we can learn from today's panel is there's clearly great people in a not great market doing great things. And if we can learn one thing from each other today, that is simply going up to each other, shaking each other's hand and learning about the work that you're doing. The biggest message that I give anybody that follows me is, if you are just following me on the internet, you're an idiot. I'm a man in my bedroom making videos online. If you're listening to 10 to 15 people giving you varied opinions on topics and then making informed decisions, that is the best way. Opportunity is just like this event here today, where there's thousands of people in attendance. You are going to increase your knowledge on the space. On behalf of everybody on the panel, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everybody that listened to us here today. Please come up and shake everybody's hand if you see them walking around, get to know them. I'm sure that we'd all like to get to know all of you guys, and thank you very much.